We've seen a dramatic increase in the number of watches, warnings, and evacuation orders up and down the Florida coast. The first hurricane warnings are now in effect. Here in Daytona Beach, we've been told we have to pack up and leave starting tomorrow morning, along with all the other residents and tourists. But the bottom line here is that this is a game of inches for Florida, and any small deviation in Dorian's path will have a dramatic impact on how it impacts Florida. On a Daytona street called Harm's Way, residents are debating whether it's time to get out.
We really don't know until probably about a day or two before, and by then it's already too late.
Many are boarding up, fearing they're about to be in the path of a monster hurricane. These college roommates have a generator at the ready, but are just as ready to pack up and leave.
We're going to decide later tonight, once the hurricane's pretty set in what it's doing.
Just up the street, we found Deborah Kozlowski preparing to ride out the storm, if it comes this way.
It's all in God's hands right now, and we're just hoping for the best.
Dorian's uncertain path has made for difficult planning.
You rotate towards the front.
At hardware stores, there's a last-minute run on supplies as the track shifts closer to land. Plywood is still the top seller.
One little bump off of the predicted plan, could put us in a really bad place.
While up and down the coast, people wait for evacuation orders that may or may not come.
They still don't know where it's going to hit. So when we find out where it hits, then we'll take it from there.
Warnings and states of emergency now stretch from Florida into Georgia and the Carolinas. Utility crews from across the U.S. are now positioning themselves along the coast, while people stock up on sandbags to prepare for storm surge and flooding that will arrive even if the storm stays off the coast.
If you look at the forecast, it absolutely could impact the coast and turn once it hits the coast. And so we've got to prepare for that eventuality.
A nervous waiting game that has residents watching Dorian's every twist and turn. Even if Dorian doesn't make landfall, it will have had a major impact on Florida on what should have been the busy Labor Day weekend. Hotels that were booked completely solid report occupancy rates of less than 10%. The airports are shutting down today and tomorrow in Orlando and Daytona Beach. And gas stations, well, about 50% of them in this part of Florida have run completely dry at this point.